Hey guys, what's up? How's everything? Nice for you guys to come by and join me and check out what I'm trying to do. I been just trying to do this actually live as a live feed, but for some reason YouTube is not allowing me to do anything live because I don't have, I guess, 1,000 subscribers yet. Excuse me a second. Yeah, sorry about that. Because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, I'm working my way up there, obviously. So I can't really do it live, and I would like to, because it would have been nice to interact with you guys. And since it's something that's very near and dear to my heart, I kind of wanted to do something, different approach, something a little bit more special. Just like I did here with the William Stout He-Man movie figures that I had put up, but I did it on Mixer, and then I put it up on my channel afterwards, which I didn't really get a lot of feedback from it. I don't know if people haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, please feel free and go check it out. So as you know, I'm your host, Ebot, and I'm trying to do toys in my closet, basically unboxing, overview, and review of what could possibly quite be the last Masters of the Universe Classics figures that we get, probably forever. I'm not gonna say forever, but probably. The least of the license has come to an end with Super 7, because Mattel has now decided to embrace the Masters of the Universe license all over again, since they got rid of some stuff like DC, and they're trying to venture off again and see if they revisit it, to reintroduce it to a new generation, a new audience. So they're going to bring out newer 5.5-inch size figures, but with actual, I think it's 16 points of articulation, but in the style and aesthetic of the 5.5 or 5.25, like the originals, that's a lot of people excited. I'm not really excited. I think I would have to see them first in hand to see how they look, see if maybe I'll pick them up. But it would be nice to have a 5.5-inch representation, though. Don't get me wrong, of He-Man figures, because when I was young, I had everything, and I mean absolutely everything. I had every playset, every vehicle, and every figure, for the exception of the ones that didn't make it to the States. Like Sorceress was one, Snakeface was one, Ninja was one, Scareglow was another, Multibot was another. And when this line was announced, just like myself and many other Motu fans, give me a second. So, like I was stating, sorry about that before, just like many others, we never had any brand new toys and representation of Masters of the Universe for quite some time, since the 80s. So, as you would imagine, and as you would understand, once we got an announcement of this line from Matty Collector, which was online basically store for Mattel, that brought these out, the Masters of the Universe Classics out through a subscription model, so that it could be guaranteed and people would get their hands on it, and they wouldn't have a problem trying to convince store shelves to carry a property that hadn't been around since the 80s, that was a hard sell to do for kids, because of the fact that basically there hadn't been a cartoon for so long, unlike properties like G.I. Joe and Transformers and Ninja Turtles, that we all know that have had properties and toys and cartoons pretty much since they came out. They really have never gone away in some shape, way, shape, or form, whether it's through, movies or comic books still, all types of different things. As opposed to He-Man, it really never had that. So now it's kind of branching off, and for the last couple of years, really, since Matty Collector started the classics, it started becoming kind of relevant again. People had noticed it, that were collectors from back then, have came back and realized, that there's stuff in the market out there for Masters and Motu. So, as you would know, they jumped really fast and started, doing different things. So now we got stuff like the William Stout collection, Mondo, which is a more high premium grade line, like a Hot Toys. We're getting the 5.5 inch. We got the Funko 5.5 inch, based off the original style, but with their look of that they created with the aesthetics and style of the retro originals. So it's been exciting. It's been really exciting. So, we had a cartoon along the way. Now they're making 2 cartoons that are possibly going to show up at Netflix really soon this year, and another movie that's being in the works. And as of this recording, it's been put in hiatus by Sony because they own the properties and the movie rights for the movie itself, the property rights to the movie for He-Man, which I hope to God they just sell it off to somebody that actually would care enough to invest in it, to make it done right and properly, and not half-ass again the way Mattel left the original crew, like the director Gary Goddard with the original movie from Canon. So anyway, I'm sorry I look a little tired. I haven't really slept well, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do unboxings in front of you guys of the last 6 figures in the Filmation style that Super 7 has delivered. And once I've done each one, I'll show you. I'll pan the camera and switch it and put it towards another angle to show you comparisons with the classic style and what is available out there for each individual character that is in this wave that was originally released in some other way, shape, or form prior to this release. So, which means before. So, yeah, guys, I hope you like it, and I guess we can start off first with none other than Shadow Weaver. And this is the brown mailer box they come in, and the back is pretty plain. You see it'll say Super 7 in the corner. So we'll open it up really fast. And as everyone knows, since these were based off the Filmation aesthetics and style, which means it's based off the cartoon and the animation of He-Man, the packaging was actually different, as you guys know. It's the front end drawbridge of Castle Grayskull, and if you look at it like this, it looks like the actual face of Grayskull from the Filmation version. And then you see that the sides are the sides of Grayskull, and then in the window box has an opening where you can look at what figure is housing inside. And when you turn around, it has a really nice deco and logo of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, based off the font of the original toy line. So we'll take this off real quick. Sleeves right off, like so, as you can see. And then you see that you can see the figure in the window contact right there, looking really nice. Sorry for the sunlight, you see her there, and she looks really good, as you can see. She looks very similar to the one in Classics, and then you can see her probably from the top, from the side as well, from this side, and then they have her in the back, as you see there, and that's a BIOS for her. I don't know if I can read the BIOS, it'll take a little longer, but basically it says the young girl that would come to be known as Shadow Weaver betrayed both her teacher, which is Norwin, and the planet of Etheria to the evil horde in exchange for immeasurable power. Subsequently, Shadow Weaver became one of the most powerful beings on the planet, with a vast knowledge of dark magic at her disposal. Although Hordak favors science over magic, he values Shadow Weaver and the Horde, which services and serves her master with an unweaving loyalty. The very sight of Shadow Weaver continues to fill most individuals with chilling dread. Oh my god, scary. So what I'll do here is, I'm going to take a pause and take her out of package so you guys don't have to see me doing all that, and it won't take less time. Hey, so here we are, and I'm back. Hopefully for you guys it'll just be a couple of seconds. For me it was kind of a little while, I'll be honest, but here we go. I'm back, and here we have the first figure out of packaging, which is Shadow Weaver, and she looks very reminiscent to the way she looked like in classics, as you can see, with the exception of some different coloring, the shades of her burgundy. I believe the color of her hands are a lot more olive green, even though here in the camera it kind of looks like she has them. It's like really green, but it really isn't. Her face is a little different, and then the execution here in this area, the way they did it with the torso is a little different. Now she moves with the swivel underneath the actual crest of Hordak, and doesn't have that ab crunch cut that she had in the other one for classics. And then on the top she has a swivel as well, and then her head moves side to side, a little bit up and down and left and right. And then the execution here with the hands looks to be the same way they did it, with the back part being, you know, flap. The only difference is they didn't connect it to this part to this part, this part piece to this piece here, that kind of restricted her from moving a little bit with the classics one. But I'll do a comparison later on. And she comes with these three types of wands. Let's go to this one here, as you guys can see. That one, which is translucent. I don't know exactly how that works, but yeah. Then she comes with the smaller one that's reminiscent to the classic one, but with the green pearl on the top, as you can see. And then this one, which I'm not familiar. I don't remember none of these in the cartoon, to be honest. Which is this one. And then she brings the little round stand that goes in the bottom of her in the peg. This is the little round stand that goes basically plugged in to the bottom, and this is flushed as opposed to flat like the classics one. But we'll put this in here real quick and you can see how it looks, and that'll make her feel like, you know, like she's standing. Which again, I'll show you guys a little later how that looks. As of right now, I'm just trying to figure out how does this go. I have no idea how that goes, so I'm going to give her that wand, put it in her hand, just kind of tight, and the joints feel a little loose, not too bad. There's Shadow Weaver. So we'll go and move right along and unbox the next character in the wave, which would be, I'll do the other one that we're more familiar with, which would be, oh my Jesus, seriously, would be Prince Adam. And I'll take him out of the packaging. You guys see the mailer, brown mailer. I have here, pull this out. There is again, same packaging. Pull them out of the mailer. And there we have them in his bow blister, looking pretty nice. The top part, you can see it that way. The side there. And the other side. And up close. He-Man, Prince Adam. And then his cell picture of him from the animation. And at the bottom it says in his bio right here, if you want to read it yourself. I'll read it real quickly. Prince Adam, son to King Randor and Queen Marlena, fights a never-ending battle against the forces of evil as He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Adorned in his pastel-colored attire, Adam finds it difficult to maintain the role of the buffoonish Prince of Eternia, but knows that in order to distance himself from his alter ego, he must endure the charade. Those aware of Adam's secrets identity are constantly proud of him, knowing that aside from his physical strength, everything that makes He-Man a hero comes from Prince Adam. So, pretty nicely written. Let's take him out of packaging again, and then I'll come right back and show him to you out of packaging. Alright guys, and so I have Prince Adam out of the packaging, and he looks pretty nice. I love the face sculpt. I love the fact that these figures are all nice, and they have a nice matte look to them now. They don't like the other ones that Matty was released before and earlier. Had like a really high gloss. They seem to have corrected that issue with these. The skin is really nicely matted, and the tone of it looks good. It looks really nice. The face sculpt, as you can see. You can see there. I don't know if it'll focus or not. I'm trying to hit the camera. Really nicely done. So it looks really cool. Looks really good. You see him, and it looks like he has some differences. I guess I'll be able to point them out. His head comes right off, really easy, with ease. The peg is like a fuchsia color, as you can see. And this is his secondary head, which I kind of like this one better. I love that it has the smile on it, as you can see there. Put it on him real quick. See if it goes on. Yeah, it came on. And another thing too, it looks like the head is sitting. Looks like the head and the neckline is sitting a lot. It's sitting a lot. It's sitting a lot higher from the neck, so it doesn't look like they're stubby like some of the figures look like in the past. The lighting is really obtrusive. I'm sorry. As you can see. Then he brings the regular power sword, right, like that, in the gray color, plain gray color, which I thought it would have brought the thing in the back, but it didn't bring it. Unlike the other one, it didn't bring it. The Laughing He-Man. It does bring the hand so that you can change it, or the hand aloft to say by the power of Grayskull, right? And then it also brings this sword here. That's a lot longer, and I guess it's more indicative of what it looked like in the cartoon, with the special effect of the electricity, which looks really cool. And I think it glows in the dark, if I'm not mistaken. You can hold it aloft, and the joints feel tight too. Look, see? I don't know if you can see it. Jesus, I hope you guys can see it. You see? Like so. And I think it's glow in the dark. Let me see. Turn this off here. I'm gonna turn this off here. Yeah, see, you can kind of see it glowing in the dark. Turn off that light there, please. You can see there. I'm gonna try to warm it up, warm it up, warm it up, warm it up, warm it up. Turn off the light, please. Warm it up, warm it up, warm it up. Now we turn it off and look. Yay! See, look. It glows in the dark. Look at that. It's pretty good, but it kind of goes away kind of fast too. So yeah, there we have it. So it does glow in the dark. Really, really nice. So you guys can see. See? Looks really good. So put him on the side as well. Looks really good. Really, really good. And the loft, extra sword, extra portrait. The sword with the actual electricity. They didn't cheap out with him, which is great, you know, because it gave you a nice reason to get it if you already had on the Laughing He-Man. Oh, and he brings a plane. He brings a plane shield, Palace Eternian shield, Palace Guards shield, if you will. As you can see right there. Palace Guard shield. Let's see if I can move this way. Yeah, Palace Guard shield, you see? Really, really nice. Looks good. So we'll move right along. And in doing so, we are going to now take a look at the next figure, which should be Stratos, Filmation Stratos. Take this out of packaging, like so. Boom, bam, same packaging as you see there. You slip it out of the covering, and there's Stratos in all of his glory inside the packaging, as you can see. He looks really nice. On the top, for those interested, what it looks like on the side, and then that's his whole portrait from the TV series right there. That looks really, really nice as well. And here's the bios, in case you guys want to read it. And then it says Stratos is the wise and greatly respected leader of Avion, a kingdom that sits high atop the peak of the mystic mountains, imbued with the power of flight by the egg of Avion. The speed and agility of Stratos in the air proves to be one of great advantage over his foes. On occasions, the leader of the bird people wields the powerful staff of Avion. Stratos, with the help of bird people like his sister Delora, not only protect his home from the forces of evil, but fights alongside He-Man with an unquestionable loyalty when he is called upon. So really nice bio. So we're gonna get him on a package, like I said, and after we get him on a package, we'll take a look at him, a closer look. So we're back, and I have Stratos here out of packaging. Daughter, can you please get rid of this for me? And he looks really cool. Very Filmation. If you notice, there's some little subtleties and stuff. I'm Trying to figure out. Oh yeah, that moves. That's why it looks okay. Okay. The wings move separately, independently, in the wrist. You know, unlike. There he goes. Right here. Mine's have a little paint blemish there, but they made the head where it looks side profile like a round, like a mask over its head, almost giving him a wrestling figure or like a wrestler type of look. Like a person that's a wrestler wearing a mask, as you can see. And then the wings, as you can see here, they move independently. You can move that way, with the wrist also moving really well. His joints feel in between. They're kind of tight and kind of not tight in certain areas. It depends. Crunch, obviously the ab crunch. Bicep, same thing. Single in the elbow. That gives you a little bit more than 90. And then he has the, you see the wrist swivel. He came pretty stacked too. I like the way that the loincloth looks. It looks really tight knit, and it looks really authentic to the source material, you know, the cartoon. Looks really cool. I like that, the way it looks. Even in the back, looks really cool. He has that hole. You notice he doesn't have the backpack on him like all the other ones that were stuck, because he actually brings two different types. He brings this one, which is based off the toy, right? The look of the toy, or the style of the toy, in a lot of ways, right? And then he brings this one that's more soft and less detailed. It looks like rugged, but I think it's more Filmation toy accurate, which is kind of weird, you guys. Please, I'm a little confused. Correct me or inform me down below if he in the cartoon had maybe was drawn with both different styles. See, this is the way he looks with the more Filmation look. If he was drawn differently in the cartoon, I'm not sure. That's why I'm kind of curious. I'll show you guys what he looks like with the other one real quick too. He has this one, which gives him that look of the classic style. Okay. Which I kind of like better, but I don't know if they gave us both because of the fact that they drew him that way in Filmation in the cartoon. I've never noticed. Now I'm curious about that. If you guys know, tell me down below in the comments. If you guys know, let me know. Then I have this. He brings the sword, one of the swords. You know, one of the. He brings this sword, which is his sword in the show, but it's now painted all in red, which is really nice. And then he brings the Filmation style staff of Avion, which is also really nice. And a nice mustard yellow. And again, notice immediately right off the bat, right off the back, taking him out of packaging, first thing you notice is that the figures all look a more matte color. They don't look glossy like the people were complaining about the figures from released before that the plastic looked just way too glossy, so it made them look cheap and feel maybe even cheap to a certain extent. This is not the case with this wave. It clearly states and shows that, you know, that Super 7 has been listening to feedback from you guys, you know. There he is with the staff, holding it up. Holds it really well. His boots, looking really nice. He has cut in the boots, and they all come with rockers, which is something you never saw in He-Man for a very long time in classics through Mattel. And now it has that little tweak in and refining that a couple of them had from this point forward. There you go. There's Stratos. So now let's take a look at the next figure. Sorry about that. I'm trying to figure out where I can put him without being in the way. So the next figure we're going to take a look at will be a new character in the line. A new character from Filmation, originally made for the Filmation cartoon, and that is Katrina. She's, I believe she's a cat girl, kind of reminiscent to the Thundercats. She probably looks like she could have fit in the Thundercats cartoon and universe. Same thing again, same as all the rest. Really nice and glossy. For all you Minton cards collectors, they kept the actual style so that it doesn't feel different. I'm getting a lot of glare. Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. Here you go. So it's really nice in packaging. Whip. See, it says Katrina right there. Super 7 in the corner there. She looks really good out of packaging. And then in the back, that's her cell bio. She looks like that's her bio if you guys want to read it on your own. So it says Katrina, a member of the ancient race of cat people that dwell deep within the vine jungle, loyally served the opposing King Paul. She is his most trusted warrior, and her abilities to infiltrate and spy on an enemy is without equal. Her natural feline agility result in her being an incredibly skilled fighter. Whistled aiding the heroes to defeat the Grimalkin. Her gusto won over Tila. With her flirtatiousness won over the mighty Battle Cat. Also, Battle Cat must have some type of kitty cat crush on her. That's pretty different. Let's get her out of packaging and see what she has to offer. So here we are. We're back, guys, and I have Katrina here out of box. She looks really, really nice. Her face is really nice. Her sculpting is really well done. The execution is really well done. Wow, the joints are not too tight. They're not too loose. Her design's very simple, but it looks good. Yeah, it looks nice. The piece of the growing area, I guess it was, for the girls. Crotch area for the girls. It looks like it might have been resolved. The only thing bad with this is her feet. Her legs, rather. Here she goes. It's her legs. See how nice her face sculpt looks. The details. All the nice patterns. She has a swivel there. Torso, none here. Her head moves really nice. Her hair is kind of pliable, goes up and down. Single here, still single on the. The only thing bad about these figures is that they're based and dated so far back that by today's standards, like the articulation, it just feels limited. See there's a split. She has no swivel. And then the single on the leg, you see? Single. And then obviously the rocker on the feet. Because she has bare feet. But she has the really nice details of the, what you call it, the cat feet. She has like little toe nail paint. Then she has the tail that goes up and down, but no swivel, like I said. Then she has this really nice little strap here where it looks like you can put on one of the weapons that she carries. For her accessory, she carries this, looks to be a fire stick, or a stick on fire, or is it the beginning of a whip that stretches out the way that Tigress does? Because this is the same thing here, the whip. Difference being it has this long soft flyaway, and then the end of it has the same claw-like end on it. And then she brings this really nice translucent fiery piece, which I think I would probably, what I'm gonna do is put the whip there with the fiery piece at the end of it. It's form fitted to fit in there. As you guys close, it's fit in there to make it look like she has fire coming out of the whip at the tip of it. You see what I'm saying? And then just put this one here, which is the spare, on the side as a weapon holster, holding her other weapon. That's what I'm going to probably display her, more than likely. So maybe if I could do this and make it look like she's got it over her head and hands, over on the other side, like so. You can see. Trying to get it where it looks more. See? It would look more. See? I don't know, I think it looks cool. She's nice, I like her. It's nice to see a new character that really was never really tackled before or visited. Being fresh in line is pretty cool. So there is Katrina. Now we'll take a look at next at Roboto. So we get in our box really fast. Over. Same exact thing. There's the packaging. And here's what it looks like inside the bubble blister, as you can see there. Looks pretty cool. Side, top, and then the back. That's his cell in the cartoon, and his profile you know, of him. So let's read it. Roboto, an explorer from the alien planet of Robotica, is a powerful addition to the heroic warriors. He possesses tremendous physical strength and can effortlessly walk through any structure. He can also generate an electrical charge throughout his body, which can paralyze any foe, and he has the ability to absorb energy from any source. He has a surprising emotional depth that is a result of his initial encounter with Modulok and the heroes of Eternia, with his life saved Man-at-Arms on 2 separate occasions. Roboto displays unwavering loyalty to his friends. So again, his cell, very nice little vial. So let's take him out of packaging. So here we have Roboto out of box, and he looks really nice. He's colored really nice, but there's some things that I am disappointed about, because I guess it must have been really hard to translate or to recreate, because of the engineering, probably the tooling, especially for Super 7, I'm assuming. Maybe cost reasons, I'm not really sure, but I don't know. You guys might be disappointed with him, because I know I am. But he's not that he's a bad figure. That's not what I'm saying at all. He is a very nice figure, especially that he has that Filmation look, style, aesthetic, and representation. But there he is. There's Roboto in all of his glory. See how nice that translucency looks. The purple, the nice reds, the nice shades of reds and stuff. As you can see here. And the grays, and then the grays in the boots looking really nice as well. As you can see. The problem is that right here, for example, when you move his, his waist, it does not move the gears like in the other iterations. The hand does pop off. He comes with 2 extra hands, obviously being his blaster, and it easily. Oh, I spoke too soon about the easily part, but it's supposed to just slide in. Right now it's acting crazy. Hope it doesn't break. Jesus. There he is with this gun. They look a little bit warped here, so I loosen that up. And then the other one is the axe, as you can see. Let's see if this goes in any easier. Oh boy. Oh, looks like now they're gonna go in easy. And there he is with the axe. Then the other thing is his mouth plate. This opens when he talks to say, "Hey, Roboto." I don't know of an information that he didn't open, and that's why it's not like that in the figure. But I know this one doesn't have it, so it's a little disappointing, to say the least, especially that we waited so long to get these guys, and and then they fail to deliver on all aspects. He is kind of bulky and tall though. I don't know if that's screen accurate to the cartoon. And so last and certainly not least, we'll take a look at the last one here, and that is Modulok Filmation version, which is also a pretty big character, also very obscure and crazy. He's part of the evil horde, and his design was pretty fairly different too. Here's the box again, like always, same type of style. It's a sleeve, slides off, and there you have Modulok in packaging. He looks kind of crazy. Modulok, he has all in the Super 7 logo there on the side. He has ages, you see there, ages 14 and up. He has like a pink reddish, no, it's red, but it's not as glossy. And this is how you look like on the side, on the top, on this side, and obviously like that on the top. And then that's his cell from what he looks like in the cartoon. Really nicely done. I don't know if you can show display him like that with the one head, but that's what it says. And then that's his bio, if you guys want to read it. And the bio says, the Eternian criminal scientist Kalen Nycroft sought after to overthrow Eternius, transforming himself into the hideous creature known as Modulok. He initially joined the ranks of Skeletor, but soon defected to Etheria to align himself with the evil horde. Working for Hordak, Modulok has been able to create and invent a plethora of scientific wonders, all of which are often misused by Horde's allies. In battle, Modulok utilizes his ability to manipulate and transform his body parts into anything, making him an unpredictable foe. There you go. So, we'll take him out of packaging and then come right back to see what he has to offer. Hey guys, I'm back, and so yeah, I have this Modulok out of packaging. He's actually a pretty cool design. He looks pretty different too in comparison to the classics because of the fact that he has more colors on him. He was designed more simplified, but yet with the kind of essence of what Modulok was supposed to be, because Modulok was a modular figure where you put up to 100 pieces that came with it together to form different creatures. And this is what he looks like out the box with the two portraits, and these are extra hands that it comes with that he used to form in the cartoon to make it form into different things. This is a hammer that he did and some type of laser beam thing. And you can see the green, and it has all the articulation there in the waist and the crotch. It has it there. Individual hands. Let's bring this down. The arms too, individual. And this piece connects, but it pops out too. And then if you want to take out each head individually, you could do it the way it was in the cartoon, where it mainly had his head on. So you can do it that way too for more authenticity and representation of the filmation, so to speak, right? Then you can take this off, and he comes with two other extra sets of hands. He has these two kind of hands that look like, pretty much look like this. I'm trying to cover it where you can see with the lighting. That's one. The other one that looks the same like that, like so. And then he has some that look more naturally clothed or formed, like they're more natural. So he comes with 2 sets of hands and a set of, contraption hands where he's forming different things. You can see there the gauntlets are in purple. Looks really nice. He has the 3rd leg in the back also, with the joints, articulation, and even in the one in the bottom as well there, as you can see. So, and then so I'm gonna put one hand like this that's more open, and they pop in pretty easy, without any real pressure, so you don't have to be scared of maybe possibly breaking or breakage. See, nothing like that, like so. It looks pretty cool. He looks nice. And then if you want to see what he looks like with the other head, you would just... And this one looks pretty good too. So if you bought 2 of them, you can actually have them displayed side by side like this. See? Which looks really good. I'm just going to put the piece on. Me myself, oh no, it goes backwards. Me myself, I like it with both heads. So put one head here, one head here, and voila. I like them like this. Yes, I like them like this. It looks really cool like that. So yeah, what I'll do now is, I guess I'll show you comparisons with the ones that are there, and then show you them all together in one nice cohesive shot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop and turn the camera around, obviously, and show you them in a better, lighting and better set up, for Christ's sake. Set up, gosh, you know what I mean. Alright guys, give me a sec. And here we go guys. As you see here, we have comparisons, and we'll bring the camera up closer so that you guys can see right there. So, they look very similar in many ways, but very different in a lot of ways. As you can see, like I said, if you look at Shadow Weaver's face from the classics, the more realistic and menacing kind of look with the wrinkles. She has the waist swivel on the top, like so, instead of being cut here in the bosom area, and then she has the articulation there, and the way they connected here, you see that they connected the cape to be part of the arm here to go back when she billows out and opens. So it looks like that. See, when she is displaying. And her hands, as you can see, are what would be a white color. It looks more white. For me, it looks more white than anything. There it is. White. Looks white there. With the black nail polish, as you can see, and then on the other side as well. And then her staff is see-through, it's translucent, and then the horde symbol is a lot more defined. And then of course she is more flat in the bottom and stands a little taller next to the new one. That's pretty much where the differences come in. And as you can see too, the color of the burgundy, it's a little bit darker on the classic. She looks a little taller, and then as opposed to the new one, you see that she is she has more of a less menacing face, and the hair is not billowing up as much. The cut is on her bosom area, and then have a cut on the waist without a ab crunch. And then again, like I told you guys, I showed you, this part is one whole piece in the back and does not, you know, connect here. What they did was they made these sleeves longer, this piece here, to give the illusion of her, you know, of the drapage of her, you know, of her dress on the side, you know. But she's really nice. I think the articulation, the way it's executed, is a lot better for, you know, overall. And then you have the green hands, and then obviously the flush, the same top part in the bottom where the base goes on. So that's what we have there for shadow weaver. Now let's move on to the next. Now we have the Prince Adams, and as you can see here, the vest on him is more of a V cut, as opposed to here that it actually has the actual sculpting, of his pectoral area. As you see there, that is more sculpted in. As you can see, it looks sculpted, and over here it's not. It's just a solid bland, and then there is a slight color variance. They look very, very similar in the white as well. You see here it's more matte on the new one, glossier on the old one. Its face colors, this He-Man looks like it had a tan. This He-Man looks more neutral in his colors, as you can see. His He-Man has a shirt down lower. This He-Man has a shirt up a lot higher. The belts, it's actually more detail on the laughing one than that one on the standardized release, which he has the Filmation style. The trunks are the same, the foots are the same, except one has a matte finish and the other one is more glossy. So that's the difference between them. Which I can, and the hair is more nice golden yellow, as opposed to here is more of a gold yellow. And then obviously compared to the original classics release, very different. You have the, you know, a lot of shading and stuff. This burgundy jacket, I wish they made it soft goods, to be honest. I think it would have been really, really nice. But it's like a really dark burgundy, if you see, and then it has same belt the Laughing Adam had, which is the like the rounded look. So that's the difference between the Prince Adams. If you guys were interested and never really saw it. Now let's move on to the next figures. Okay guys, so now we have the Stratos comparison. As you see here, these are three different ones from three different mediums. This is obviously the Stratos from Classics, when Classics first started, and as you see, he has a very, you know, nice detailed look. With, you see I have him here in a stand, in one of the fight stands, as you can see, with the backpack and the staff of Avion that was later made in with another character. When you bought another character, it came with him and you could add him on. Very much different as you know, as opposed to the softness of the Filmation. And then you have obviously another very detailed Stratos here as well, and this Stratos is, I actually like him. He's pretty cool. He looks more of a bird man with these flesh tones colors than he does, I think, with the original classic look. But this one is basically the comic version of Stratos, and he also has the staff of Avion based off the comic book that was, that came with him in the 3-pack that he was offered in. And then obviously, last but certainly not least, I have here is the comparison you can see, as we just saw, with the new Stratos. You can see he's very soft. So that is my Stratos that I have. So you guys can kind of see the difference between classics, the classics from the comics, and the classics from Filmation. So let's get moving and take a look at the next characters. Here's Roboto, and as you can see, he's very different, even in height. I didn't realize how much different he was in height, but if you look at the classic Roboto, as you can see here, you see that his mouth had the ability of opening and closing like the original toy, because he talked. It was to give you the illusion that he talked. And then when you looked at his pistons and his waist, and you turned it, you see that it would turn. You know what I mean? So, and another cool thing was that they did the homage shortly after, a couple of years after the release, using the look and the head of the 2000X look of Roboto. Not the body, but at least the face. And you can see it's also drastically different, and it also has the talking mouth feature. But that, gives you that look and style of the 2000X Roboto. And again, we'll come up close again and look at the one we just looked at, the new one, and you'll see that he looks great, but this here doesn't move up and down. It's just one molded piece. And again, when you turn the waist, these gears do not move. Plus, it doesn't have the details of and intricacies on the arm. It's much bigger, little fine details here and there that actually differentiate him quite a bit. Even in the boots, as you can see, look how much more detailed they are, and then the pads, how much bigger and smaller they are in comparison. But nonetheless, a very beautiful representation of Roboto in Filmation style. Moving right along, and now we have a look at Modulok, and as you can see how drastically different they are as well. This Modulok is very vibrant red with the purples and the vibrant greens, and then the blacks, as opposed to this Modulok. It's a much more muted red and realistic and stylized, look to them, as you can see. A more realistic sculpt, very, very nicely done, completely 100% new tool. Every piece you see here is a separate piece, and he looks more like what he's supposed to be, a caterpillar man, and he has, you know, a set of 2 arms, 2 legs, and you can, build them to make them look like this type of filmation style as well, with the right setup. I just don't have them that way, and I don't know how without looking at the piece of paper. And then obviously, you know, like you guys saw, the modular filmation, much softer, much more cartoony, even though I love the way those eyes look. They look great. You know, it looks good. I really like this filmation modular much more than I thought I would. Let me put that piece on him real quick. I think it's cool that you can modulate what his hands turn into, because that's something that the classics didn't bring pieces to do that for whatever reason, but I'm glad they did it with the filmation one. I think it's cool. It's a nice touch, or added touch. So there you have the difference. And then we'll look, of course, last but certainly not least, at the last figure. And here is Katrina, all on her lonesome. But again, like I told you guys, very nicely done. She looks great. You got a wonderful face coat, hair, the details. The articulation may be a little bit dated and feel a little bit out, you know, feel maybe a little bit outdated, but she looks really cool. She looks really good. And she has really nice coloring and detail, and you know, the holster for the weapon she has, and then her whip with the fire effect. She's really nice. I think her being a new character and also from the filmation cartoon, if you guys don't have her, she will be she makes a really nice addition. So we'll take now a quick shot with all of them together and give my final thoughts and what you guys think of the actual unboxing and of the last filmation Club Grayskull from Super 7, Master Universe Classic Wave. And here you have them, guys. Here are the Filmation Club Grayskull Masters of the Universe Classics Wave, possibly one of the last, if not the last, that we'll see maybe forever or for a very long time, since a lot of things are being done differently right now at Mattel and bringing back the property in different ways with different approach and different toys for the next generation of kids to try to embrace. He-Man, obviously. And one little quick detail or showpiece I didn't show you guys was this is also another Prince Adam had, which is, although you guys that are know or familiar, you'll know what it is, but he's the comic book Prince Adam from the comics that came in the 3-pack with the other Stratos that I showed you guys, the Savage Stratos, as I like to call them. This is, Prince Adam in his comic book form, which I also had, and I forgot to put them in the comparison. Really nice fig. So I wanted to show you guys that real quick. That is my review. That is my overlook. That is my unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys tune in and watch the whole thing. I think it's a little long, but it wasn't all in good fun. And like I always tell you guys, if you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up with a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it and didn't like it, leave a thumbs down. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this wave and about these figures. If you plan on getting them, I could honestly say that they feel a lot sturdier than previous ones. The paint job is a lot better, and consistent, and the joints are a lot tighter, and the quality control feels way better. So far, had no issues with these. Even with the way the eyes are lined up and things of that nature, everything came out pretty awesome. For those of you in the fence that were afraid because of the other mishaps with the other waves, don't feel afraid. I'm telling you from the honesty of my heart that these are pretty solid, and they really came through Super 7 the same way they did with the William Stout collection. Just give yourself the opportunity to check them out. I don't think you'll regret it. Like I told you guys before too, and just leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the bottom. And if you ever want to help me in any way, shape, or form, from the kindness of your heart, because you will love what I do, enjoy what I do, and just because you want to help me, because you're good people and you enjoy my content, want to see my channel grow, I have it down in the description below how you can do that through a PayPal and through obviously a Patreon. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you subscribe for the first time, thank you very much, because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, like I always tell everyone, I consider you now part of my family, and share it with someone you think might enjoy this video as well. Please share with them. It'll help me also go a long way. Okay guys, there you have it. Until the next one, this is Hebot signing off with Toys in My Closet special unboxing and overview and outlook on the latest wave and possibly the last of Super 7 for Masters of the Universe Classics. Bye bye guys, love you very much.